There's something unsettling about watching a rock legend talk openly about the finish line of life, especially when that legend is Gene Simmons. At 76, the Kiss co-founder isn't announcing retirement, disappearing from the spotlight, or quietly stepping away. He's doing almost the opposite. Simmons is talking about mortality while pushing himself harder, and his latest comments have made people stop and wonder, is this confidence, fear, or simply a man refusing to accept that his time is running out? Gene Simmons was never built for a quiet life. Born Heimwitz, he grew up in Israel before moving to New York with his mother. Those early years shaped the relentless personality fans would eventually see on stage. Simmons learned early that survival required ambition, confidence, and the willingness to stand out. And eventually, alongside Paul Stanley, he helped transform Kiss into one of rock music's most recognizable acts. The rise was almost unbelievable. Makeup, fire, blood, towering boots, and larger-than-life performances turned Kiss into more than a band. They became a cultural phenomenon. But behind the spectacle was a businessman obsessed with control, branding, and staying relevant. Honestly, that may be one of the biggest reasons Simmons is still making headlines today. Because Kiss may have ended its touring career in 2023, but Simmons clearly hasn't finished his own story. In 2026, he has continued performing with his solo band, while Kiss has also been working on new music and future technology-driven projects. And that leads to the part that feels strangely personal. In a recent conversation with Bill O'Reilly, Simmons spoke about aging and reaching what he called the finish line. Rather than slowing down, he argued that seeing the finish line should make you move faster. For me, that is the real story, not fear of death, but fear of wasting whatever time remains. And there's another twist. Simmons is still booked for major appearances and performances, including an August 15th appearance with Paul Stanley at Angel Stadium. At an age when many people might be thinking about slowing down, he is still stepping toward the lights. Maybe that's why this story feels serious. Not because Gene Simmons is giving up, but because he suddenly seems more aware than ever that even legends have an ending. And perhaps the greatest lesson from Simmons isn't about rock music at all. It's about what we do when we realize time is no longer unlimited. If his story means anything, maybe it's this: keep moving while the heart is still beating. What do you think about Gene Simmons' attitude toward aging and the future? Share your thoughts below, and if this story made you see the rock legend differently, like the video and subscribe for more untold stories. Because sometimes, the most powerful chapter of a legend's life begins when everyone else thinks the story is already over.